G'day trendsetters, John with Gravel Cyclist. So a couple of people have written into the website asking me this question: John, what did you do for food and hydration at this year's Dirty Kanza 200-mile gravel race? So rather than say write an article about exactly what I did, I thought I'd make a short video about my hydration and nutrition plan, if you want to call it that, and show you what was inside my cooler at the race and what I used on the bike. So real quick, there are two options for support at the Dirty Kanza. The first one is the crew for hire, and this is a great option if you don't have, say, a friend or a loved one available to help you out at the race. Basically, you pay a fee to the crew for hire, so to speak, and you provide them with some drop bags and they tote those to the different checkpoints for you. There's some limitations to that option, but it's still a fantastic option that the organisation has made available. And in my case, I had friends in Emporia, thank you Jeff and his lovely wife, who toted around my cooler, which I will now go into detail. Okay, so first up inside the cooler, I have 6 24-ounce Zephyr Magnum water bottles. I also carry 2 on the bike. Each of these bottles is filled with water, which is supplemented with Goo's Roctane Energy Drink Mix of your favorite flavor. I usually do 2 different flavors because drinking the same stuff the entire time, same flavor, will drive me mental. Also in the cooler, 4 Mexican Cokes. They come in the glass bottle. For those outside the United States, Mexican Cokes have real sugar, which is not so common here in America. Often they're high fructose corn syrup Cokes. Moving on. Next up is ginger beer. And in my case, I use Reed's Extra Ginger Brew, which I really find helps keep my stomach settled. It also has some sugar for a little bit of energy, and combined with the Coke, these are super refreshing, especially in a cooler that is filled with ice and super cold. Fizzy mineral water of some kind. I really like this brand here, Pellegrino. I also love Perrier. It has minerals and such, and it's just a really nice refreshing change from plain water the entire time. 3 Goo flask containers. Now 2 of these go inside the cooler. One is always on the bike at all times, so I basically swap out with a fresh one whenever I arrive at the aid station, and they are filled with one of these big gel packs from Goo. So I like to have the flavors mixed up. I've got tri-berry, salted caramel, and I've got the Roctane mix formula here, blueberry pomegranate. Fantastic stuff. In my rear pocket between checkpoints 1 and 2, I used a 500ml Platypus foldable bottle filled with just plain water. It was a nice backup plan just in case I was getting low, etc. So on my top tube, I keep a little bag. This is made by Jand. It holds about 3 of these Lara bars. I like to have that as a solid food option. I also keep 1 or 2 of these in my back pocket, one of my rear jersey pockets at all times, so that's pretty handy. And I keep plenty of these, generally wrapped up in a plastic Ziploc bag of some kind, and it stays in the cooler. So whenever I arrive at the checkpoint, I just reload the bag and my back pockets, etc. I also carry extra gel, so I always carry 2 in each leg. And when I say that, I mean these fit under the leg gripper of my shorts. They're easy to get hold of, and just some different flavors to break from the monotony of having the same stuff over and over. Gel blocks, I carry about 2 or 3 of these between each leg. I may only use 1 or 2 of them, but I keep a big stash of these in a plastic bag again that lives in the cooler. So that'll go in just like that. Now the cooler is filled with ice and it can get a bit slushy and whatnot with everything floating around, but it is what it is. Just make sure you have everything in a plastic bag to contain things. I also keep one of these handy. It's by Goo. It's their hydration drink tabs. Just a little pick-me-up, I guess. It has plenty of calories in each tab, and I use that just in case I want something extra in any water I might have, either a rest stop or on the course somewhere. Hot Shot. This was my savior at one point this year. It knocks cramp dead in its tracks. So I had a cramp on a steep climb, about 140 miles in maybe, I've forgotten exactly. I drank this, it knocked it out immediately, and I was able to continue on cramp free. Now what I don't have is the pickle juice concoction I drank. I drank that at aid stations 2 and 3, and it was fantastic, and I'm going to be repeating that in 2019. Also, and I used this from checkpoints 2 to the very end. This is a very old Camelback, a Razor model to be exact. It holds about 2 litres of plain water, and I use plain water, like I said, inside, just to take a break from all of the hydration drinks, which, you know, do contain a lot of sugar and can upset your stomach. There is one thing I'm going to add to next year to my cooler, and that's going to be a bag of potato chips, probably salt and vinegar, something like that. Just a break from all the sweet stuff, something savoury, and also has some nice properties in terms of the salt and whatnot that it will put back into my system. Bear in mind that I'm not a coach and I do not follow a training program, so what I showed you today may not be suitable for you and your body. So with that said, always use your training rise to experiment with your nutrition and hydration before race day. I hope you found this video to be helpful. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next video.